I'm going to be showing you how to find systematic reviews and clinical practice guidelines in our online library and some quality online resources. So first we're going to our online library at www.lirn.net. Click login right there, and we're going to put in our online library password. So now we're going to be clicking ProQuest, as you can see here. So here in ProQuest you want to click full text right away, and we're going to do our topic search right here. And we're going to be adding systematic review in quotation marks. This brings the term systematic review together and makes your search more accurate and efficient in ProQuest searching for systematic reviews. So let's do this search. So you can see how systematic review is showing up in the title of this article, and it's also showing up in the title of this one. Otherwise, it'll be showing up in the abstract and the text of these articles. So this is a pretty efficient way to go. So let's try another search. We're going to be looking at PubMed. Let me click that tab. And what we want to do is basically Google search PubMed or PubMed Clinical Queries. We're going to click Clinical Queries here in PubMed to get where we want to be. And you can see how systematic reviews and all these different kind of search categories are coming up. But of course we're interested in systematic reviews. So we do our search. Again, dental caries. And this time, of course, just the topic. And here are a smattering or a preview of some of the systematic reviews in PubMed. And so at the bottom, we are going to click to get to all those results. And the thing about PubMed is that it's an extremely good resource, but some of this is going to be full text and some of it's not going to be full text. So here's an example. This is an abstract of a systematic review. But the thing is that this abstract breaks down their clinical findings and their conclusions really well. So you're really just getting the meat or what you really need to make a clinical decision or have good information on this topic. As you can see, main results and conclusion is what you're really looking for. So let's try something different. I'm going to click the tab up here for PubMed Health. Again, you could Google search PubMed Health and you'll get right here. PubMed Health just has some different search results that you'll find other than PubMed. So let's just do this search. And of course you can just browse the search results if you'd like. But you can also go to the left side of the screen and you can do your limits here for consumer information if you want. That's a little bit less technical than systematic reviews. And obviously systematic reviews and clinical information. So we can just kind of browse here and be aware this is not always going to be full text, but the majority of it is. But I do want to point out the Cochrane database of systematic reviews. This is actually the best source for systematic reviews. So if you see that, you should definitely go with it. So let's go ahead and click the Cochrane entry there. And just like before in PubMed, you can see this is an abstract. But what you really need is here. They break down really well the topic and their findings and their conclusion about this one topic. So let's try something different. Our last resource for the day. Going to be looking at the ADA Center for Evidence-based Dentistry. And this is the website. It's pretty short, so you can just basically, you could Google search this, but that website is not that bad. So we click evidence, and this is a little bit different than searching in ProQuest and PubMed for specific topics. Here you actually have to browse their index of topics, and they have put all their systematic reviews and clinical guidelines in this index. So you just kind of browse here, and to the right of these topics you can see total, and that's where they actually list the results. So we're going to be looking at endodontics and clicking the 129 for the total at this time, and you can see the breakdown. So 11 clinical summaries and 116 systematic reviews, and we go to clinical summaries, and here we go. It's important to keep in mind when the article was published. This is 2007. These others are a little bit more recent, but keep in mind that a systematic review can only be done so many years. It is hard to actually compile this information and do these studies, so they don't do systematic reviews for every topic every year, as you can imagine. Alright, so the last bit of information here, there are clinical practice guidelines. These are very important, and there's only a handful of these, say 15 at any given time, but this is what the ADA does when they have a final report of their findings on these really central topics to the dental field. You can see a few of these here, and these are really valuable. So if your topic for your research is actually covered, you'd be in really good shape here. So let's go ahead and see what we see here for pit and fissure sealants for caries prevention. And what you would end up doing is clicking the executive summary for that article. And let's go ahead and do that. And there you go. So this concludes our tour of finding systematic reviews and clinical guidelines. Happy searching!